Yo, still Bills, what's the deal, man? Yo, heading to my son's basketball game this early Saturday morning, man. We got a good night of fights coming up, man. So pretty excited about that, man. But peak game, man. I've been seeing shit that's really been bothering me, man. I just, for the life of me, cannot understand it. Shit is crazy how we can sit here, like the level of amp I'm getting from people who are excited about this Benavidez versus Plant fight. It's wild. It's wild, man. It's wild. I love it because I think it's a dope fight. It's a fight that we should have been had years ago. It's a fight that we should have been had years ago. They took a fight that they thought was going to be bigger than what it was, and once again they decided to milk it like they've done with every other fight that they've come across. It just so happens with this fight, neither one of them have left the division, and neither one of them have lost any sort of steam. You dig? Within the within boxing circles. You dig? Hurd left. He hasn't. That nigga was fighting on Triller. Russell we don't know what's going on with him, man. That man, we ain't seen him. We ain't seen him since his hand was broke. We don't even know if he got anybody in the scope right now. Tank and Ryan, we just don't know. So they've allowed a lot of fights to go to the wayside. So they're, with Benavidez and Plant, they're still within the good graces of the people, especially after what Plant did to Darrell a few weeks back. So they haven't allowed this fight to, seep to the wayside and go, wither away and die. So they're able to have success with it. They're able to throw it and still be like, all right, cool. It's generated enough buzz to where it completely shut down the Jose Uzcategui talks and negotiations and embrace this one. And it didn't even take them long to do it. It didn't even take them long to do it. Plant was on it. Plant was in his bag. He like, nah, man, I want this fight. One thing I don't like about it is why he took him so long to say, to get this spunk about him. You dig? You shouldn't have to, get knocked out before you be like, nah, man, I'm finna fight everybody now. You dig? Why couldn't he have this Why couldn't he have this type of vigor about him when they were both champions? And what I like the dynamic about this fight is I don't think you need to be a champion to have a big fight. I don't think, because there's still damn good fights with contenders. There's still damn good fights with prospects. Butayev is standing on this. There are legitimate fights out there with contenders that can make for a fucking a classic. I don't think that fighter should, big fights should be relegated to just belts. There's only so many belts that's gonna go around, and in a lot of occasions, one fighter may have 2 belts or 3 belts. So if we're only looking at the big fights only looking at championship fights as the big fights, then what's up with all the other fights then? So I like that this fight is like that. I like that neither one of them are champions. I think it sets a dope precedent. You don't need to be a champion to be in a meaningful fight. You don't need it to be. You can lose a belt and still be in a meaningful fight and do what it is that you need to do to regain that title. I dig this. I don't see nothing wrong with it at all. I just don't like how it took him this long to get this crunk about a fight. Like, nah, man, I need that drama right now. I don't like that. Nah, I don't like that. I don't think you should be relegated to be an undefeated fighter neither. Same with Joshua and Wilder. They both suffered some humiliating defeats and had their belts taken from them. That don't mean that's possibly not the biggest fight in the sport. So I kind of like the different avenues that we get to venture on this fight right here alone. I dig it. But I was talking to my man Polo last night, and what I told him, like, my thing is this, and I made a status about it on Facebook. The same niggas who are hyped about this David Benavidez and Plant fight, and I've even seen people who are picking Plant to win. I've even seen that. I've seen people who are legitimately picking Plant to win against David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. Those same motherfuckers are the same niggas that said Canelo Alvarez left the 160-pound division to venture up north to a easier division to conquer. You dig? The same people who are bigging up and praising this fight are the same people who called Caleb Plant a cherry pick just last April. Not April, but November. The same people, bro. These are the same motherfuckers that was like, oh man, Caleb Plant, man, nah, that's a cherry pick. It's, you know, it was a cherry pick. It was a cherry pick. But now he's about to fight the Mex. And what's so, these cats are so brazen with it. They don't even try to. It's like they completely forgot that they used that talking point to fuel their narratives. They've completely forgotten about it, because I've said it on a few forums that I'm on. I've said it. I'm like, can we put that notion to bed now? Caleb Plant is the fight that we've been waiting for years for David Benavidez to fight in. But when Canelo picks him, he's a cherry pick. And now that he's fighting David Benavidez, finally, it's a 50-50 fight. Oh, I got Caleb Plant winning. I think Caleb Plant is going to box him. These niggas don't even try to hide it, bro. It's like, this is what happens when you operate off of talking points and, you know, propagandist narratives. You end up shooting yourself in the foot, and then putting that same foot you shot yourself in your mouth. You can't be serious, bro. You can't be. It's utterly ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. You can't, with a straight face, give Caleb Plant and Benavidez, and this is a pay-per-view. Like, it's motherfuckers who's talking about buying this pay-per-view, buying it. They're that excited about this fight. Caleb Plant is good enough for David Benavidez, but he's not good enough for Canelo. But in the same breath, David Benavidez is good enough for Canelo. He's the imminent threat to Canelo. You see? Consistency, man. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. You can want Canelo to fight who you want him to. I'm not mad at that, because I want him to fight those same fighters that y'all saying that he's ducking. I want him to fight those same fighters. I honestly do. I honestly do, bro. But we got to be, you know, when do we come back to a realm of logic?
Poppy, can you help me?
I sure can.
I need all the way down.
I got you. Same energy. Same energy. That's all I'm asking for, man. Let's keep the same energy. If Caleb Plant was a cherry pick for Canelo, why isn't he a cherry pick for David Benavidez? If it's a trash, if Caleb Plant was a trash fight and he's the easier opposition than a Jamal Charlo or a Demetrius Andre, why is the dude who allegedly is going to be, that Canelo is running from, that will beat the living shit out of Canelo about the fighting, and we're so excited about it? I'm excited about the fight because I just think it's a good fight. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't need all the extras, you know what I'm saying? All that extra shit. It's a good fight. I don't think anybody can deny that. It's a dope fight. It's a legitimately dope fight it's a dope rivalry. The rivalry alone is what can, you know, you can sell this fight on the rivalry alone. You can sell it. You can sell this fight. Rivalry, they don't like each other. They fought in the gym, bare knuckle. Ain't no spawn wars or none of that shit. They legitimately don't like each other. I wouldn't be surprised if the press conference a scuffle broke out, similar to what it was with Canelo and Canelo and Plant. I wouldn't doubt that. Jose gonna get up there and he gonna talk his shit. But I mean, what else y'all want? I'm just flabbergasted now. Just how oblivious people are, and how they just. You would think that somebody would be smart enough to say, "Yo, man, I don't know. I don't know about this, man. We looking pretty bad right now because we was just berating Canelo for taking this fight just last year. Now we're praising Plant and we're praising Benavidez for it. When do we get back into a realm of logic? And every time I get on there and I say that if this fight is good, if Caleb Plant, if this is a 50-50 fight for David Benavidez and Caleb Plant is a good fight for Canelo, can we dead these narratives that Canelo left 160 to go up to a lesser division to fight the champions up there. Can we please dead that notion? Can we please dead that notion? And we give bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We give, people just disregarding it's laughable listening to a lot of you dudes, man. It's so easy to just debunk everything that y'all have to say because y'all don't use it's no critical thinking. If a lot of these niggas had the slightest skill set of critical thinking, you'd understand how stupid you sound and how contradictory you sound. I had a dude tell me styles make fights. I'm like, how is Caleb Plant cool for David Benavidez, but he was a cherry pick for Canelo Alvarez? And he told me styles make fights. That is the biggest. I'm so sick and tired of people using that slogan without being able to properly unpack what it means, man. That's a definite. That's a given. Styles do make fights. And I'll say this. If Caleb Plant was to go in there and knock out David Benavidez, that doesn't ensure that Canelo beats David Benavidez. Because styles do make fights. They honestly do. But what I'm asking him, I'm like, what style does David Benavidez present to Canelo that is a bigger style than a Caleb Plant? A Caleb Plant who is bigger than him and has a style that historically troubled Canelo. What is the difference? And he said some dumb shit, man. Just keep the same fucking energy, man. That's what this all boils down to, man. I really ain't got shit else to say about this, man. I'm out of here.